Today we'll be talking about salvage law, Scopec clause and LOF 2011 form. I will also be making a comparison between salvage and towing during this video. Salvage basically means rescue of a wrecked or disabled ship or its cargo from loss at sea. There are three conditions that must be satisfied for an operation to be called a salvage. 1. There must be a danger to maritime property. 2. The service must be voluntary. 3. Result must be successful. There have been three major developments in the salvage law which started from Brussels Convention. Then it turned into Salvage Convention in 1989. And finally the scope clause was incorporated to LOF. Brussels Convention was based on the principle of no cure no pay. So if a salvor was not able to save a property he was not paid. This rule alone was not a very good motivator for salvors to undertake high-risk operations. In 1980, after some huge pollution incidents, it became necessary to encourage sailors to take up high-risk salvage operations. Thus in 1989 a special compensation was added under Article 14 of this convention, as per which, if the salvor by his salvage operation has prevented or minimized damage to the environment, salvor is entitled for special compensation equal to his expenses, which can be increased up to 30% to 100% of the expenses under certain circumstances. These expenses were to be borne by ship owners or by the P&I Club. This was a great step to prevent pollution, encouraging the salvors to take operations where risk of pollution exists. However, the owners had certain concerns about this special composition. Ship owners and P&I Club were concerned that salvor could unnecessarily prolong the salvage operation to claim more expenses under special compensation. Also, the hull underwriters might delay the decision to declare the vessel as total constructive loss. Whereas salvor were concerned about the application of Article 14, which only applied in coastal or inland waters, where there was a threat to the environment which was also to be proved by them. To resolve this limitation, Scopec clause was introduced into the Lloyd's Open Form. Lloyd's Open Form is a standard agreement between the owner and the salvor. As per Para 2 of Scopec clause, the contractor shall have the option to involve this Scopec clause by giving a written notice to the owner regardless of the circumstances whether or not there is a threat to the environment, and the geographical scope of the operation was not limited to the inland waters or territorial waters. Features of Scopec clause are 1. Scopec clause forms a part of a LOF and it can be involved by the salvors anytime he wants. 2. By invoking this Scopec, the sailor is absolutely certain of at least recovering his expenses. 3. He can invoke the Scopec anytime he feels that he might not be able to save the property, as the principle of no cure no pay will not leave them with any rewards. So the question is, why would the salvor not invoke the SCOR right at the beginning of salvage operation? Here comes the answer. If the Scopec clause is invoked, and the salvor was able to save the property, seller was able to save the property, making him eligible to receive an award, as Article 13 assumed that Article 13 award will be much higher than the Article 14, but because the salvor had invoked his Scopec clause right at the beginning, the award received by him would be discounted by 25% of the difference between Article 13 award and the special compensation he would have received under Article 14 of the seller was sure of his success that he will not invoke the Scopec clause. Another features of Scopec clauses: a Scopec requires a security of $3 million USD within 2 days, which makes salvor sure of his payment. Sailor has the right to withdraw if the security money is not given within 2 days. On the other hand, the ship owner may terminate Scopec giving 5 days notice. As per the scope in clause, special compensation is calculated equal to the agreed tariff rate plus 25% bonus. If special compensation calculated is higher than the award determined under Article 13, then the full special compensation is paid to the salvor. What is the duty of a master during salvage operation? The master must cooperate fully with the salvor during the course of operation. In doing so, he should minimize damage to the environment, and when the property of vessel has been brought to a place of safety, then to accept the delivery and asked to do so by the salvor. What is the criteria for fixing the reward for salvage operation? 1. Saved value of the vessel or property. 2. Skill and efforts of the salvor in preventing that damage to the environment. 3. Measure of success achieved by the salvor in the operation. 4. Nature and degree of danger the salvor was exposed to. 5. Time used and expenses and losses incurred by the salvor. 6. Risk of liability and other risks run by the salvor and their equipment. 7. Promptness of service rendered. 8. State of readiness and efficiency of the salvor's equipment. Who pays for the salvor's fee? So if the award is as per Article 13, then H&M Hull and Machine Insurance repays for but it, and if the award is a Article 14 or special compensation, it is then paid by the P&I Club.